Alright, so just for fun, I want to do a quick little matchup analysis of my opponent here in the top 48 round of AFKJourney's Supreme League. Now, if you appreciate the strategy of this game, then I hope you have some fun here because there are some interesting little strategic adjustments that both of us made to try to counterpick each other from the last round, because we actually went up against each other in the Swiss round, and he did actually defeat me 2-3. However, it's very different to build 5 teams to go up against 15 random opponents than it is to build teams to try to counterpick one person, especially after you both saw both your lineups last round. Obviously everybody can see the units people use, but we got to see each other's specific positioning as well. So that said, let's look at how we both adjusted to try to counterpick each other. So both of us moved a team from a different map to our map 1 to try to counterpick each other. Now, I won on map 1 last time, and I won with my strong Shamira team, which was all of this except for, instead of Coco, I had Lily May. And Coco isn't exactly the strongest unit in this team, but it works for specifically counterpicking him here. Because Lily May is a much stronger pick to just have a very, very solid lineup for my Shamira to set up, and that got me this far. It was a very strong team. However, he took his strongest team, which is his Gunner Gwyneth combo here, all the way up there to try to counterpick me, which very well would have worked. That team does so much damage that he very well probably would have pulled out the win against my Stolly team without too much effort. However, I moved my previous team 2 to team 1 to try to counterpick him there, because what he had on team 1 last time was this team. He had his Perseus team on team 1 last time, which is fairly weak. So I really wanted my rush team here, my no heals, kill as quickly as possible team, to get that free win against his Perseus team. However, since he counterpicked this, he's going to get a very free win against my rush team, because Gwyneth does not get stunned by the Mahira, who I always pair my Mahira with Siren because I don't want Wingguard to just make Mahira useless. But Mahira is still useless if there's some sort of stall, such as Gunner on the other team. And last round, this team went up against his Stolly team too, and barely lost, actually. It was fairly close considering the fact that his was a stall team and mine was a rush team, because my Siren almost got his Zoria to the point where the instant execute would have queued in and killed her, but died just before that. So it was actually a very interesting matchup, in spite of the fact that he basically had a pretty big advantage there. So that's how we both sought to counterpick each other on round 1, and he ended up coming out on top with that, which I'm okay with because this was his strongest team anyways. That said, map 2, he left his map 2 completely intact. This is exactly what he had last time because he won last time, and I believe that I very easily counter him now, because my Shamira just isn't going to care about all that chip damage. I have plenty of healing. The Coco's even going to come in with her ult because I have plenty of time for that, and I think I just have a very, very easy win on team 2, because like I said, I kind of set everything up to counterpick him if he didn't move anything, and he didn't move that one, so I get an easy win there. Now game 3, we both changed things up a little bit. He thought that he could put his Perseus team here to counter what I had last time, and what I had last time was the Pandora Tassi combo over the Lily May and Leica. But I switched my Lily May to this team because I thought there was a possibility that he would just want to have his Theodore on his Freerin and kill me first. Because last time I won the game 3 when we both had very similar teams, but it was only because he put his Theodore on his Celise, which meant that my Freerin ulted first, and I wiped him, despite the fact that he has a bigger Freerin. and the Paragon advantage, which means that if he had the exact same lineup, his free run would actually ult a little bit before mine. So I wanted to counter that just in case he wanted to try that. So I put the Lily May here so that I would be happy if he did that, and I left the Iron here because, of course, I want to make sure that if he has Lily May, if he moved his Lily May here, then she would punt Iron, and I would still have plenty of time to ult with Freerin. And Freerin actually does benefit from the Leica 120 energy here, using her ult just a little bit earlier than usual, which is helpful. It is actually a decent synergy, and the Leica buff also triggers the Lily May thing that she gets from being happy about getting temporary buffs. So there's a decent bit of synergy here, even though this is very much a rushdown team, and if there was any campiness on the enemy team, then I would have lost. So I get a very easy win on game 3, basically. His Perseus is not going to have enough time to come in and set up before he gets obliterated by my Freerin. Game 4, I don't stand a chance. My entire team is built around getting ults off, and he has Dawnlinger, so there's no ults coming off, and he has plenty of time to set up with his Marseille and just melt me. However, the thing is, I set this team up as a very unique counterpick to his potential Team 1 here. If he had left this team on map 4, again, it probably wouldn't have worked, but his Gwyneth would have been targeting my Antandra on the backline and kind of wasting her time, and my Odie would have started out with an immediate ult on his unpaneled gunner, which in theory would have killed him right around the time that Siren was preparing to ult and murder my entire team, and Shakir would ideally get his ult in the middle of the Siren ult and jump his back line once the gunner is dead. And the thing is, so there was some theory crafting there, because obviously the Odie and the Rowan would die, but Rowan would have done his job by handing off a couple potions before dying. So there was some theory crafting there that once that had happened, Hugin getting the armor underneath, or getting the I would be getting the Merlin heals underneath the Hugin armor, and my Shakir would be able to clean that up. It probably wouldn't have worked because Gwyneth probably just does so much damage that Gwyneth would have toasted my Antandra and then toasted everybody, and it wouldn't have worked. But I just didn't want to use too many strong units there to try to come up with that counterpick. And it would have been a really interesting fight. I would have had fun watching it, but unfortunately we don't get to see that. Unfortunately, I just get directly hard countered by the fact that he is going to Theodore Marseille, and that's it. That's all there is to it. There's no difficulty predicting that. So we have 4 games that I think are very, very easy to predict, which brings us to the game 5. Now, I actually love this game 5 because I find it to be highly unpredictable. Now, I set this team up. This team isn't like the strongest team because, Lenya is just not a very good unit in general. However, with the combined with the Dunlinger Bell and some extra shield from the Blast Wave, in theory, she's okay. Specifically, last round he had a campy Marseille team here. All he had was Pandora, Marseille, and Colin, Damon, and somebody, I think Nero. And his entire plan was just to get the Marseille ult off. So if he had left that intact, and I thought he might, because my team 5 was absolutely useless last round. For the Swiss League, I just made 4 good teams and 1 bad team because I don't have enough units to make 5 really solid teams. So I thought he might be confident enough to just leave his Marseille there, but he's intelligent. He knows that I'm going to mix it up, so he mixed it all up too. But if he had left his Marseille there, I would have had a very easy win because Tasi would have just come in and destroyed her underneath all of the defensive buffs, and that would have been that. However, with the mix-up here, it is a lot more difficult to take out a fully slumbered Freerin than it is to take out a panel 2 Marseille. So, there's actually a lot of little factors to consider, like in particular, his Vine Ward and my Blast Wave, I keep forgetting what it's called. Those are both very significant factors in this fight, because a lot of my damage is going to be coming from that, and this is actually it's liable to interrupt my Tassi after she ults and make it so that she can't finish the job on a couple of her ults, on her second and third ult. So the timing on that could be really unfortunate for me. And the other major factor that is concerning to me is Frieren might be able to one-shot my Tassi so that her revive doesn't work. There's a number of units in the game who can just pop Tassi and past her 50% in one hit, and she doesn't get to use her revive. Now, if that happens, that's it. That's GG. But I am going to get one ult off, and the thing is that one ult I don't think is going to have enough damage to kill anybody. I think everybody is going to be happily protected by Colin. It's going to be close, though. If a kill does happen, the kill might happen because of the Blast Wave here, so I might be able to take out Solis or Niru first, and if I do get a kill on that first ult, that's going to be huge. That's going to be a lot of momentum and energy for everybody on my team. Yeah, but my prediction is that I don't quite kill anybody, and the Dunlinger Bell wears off. Now, the coolest possible thing that could happen here to me would be if the Dunlinger Bell wore off and Lenya actually had her ult charged, so the minus 120 energy on everybody would give Lenya just enough of a chance to ult the Frieren and stun lock the Frieren long enough for Tassi to get her second ult off or something, and then we finish the Frieren before anything interesting happens. That would justify me taking Lenya to panel 3. After all this time, that would be the first use she's actually had, but it's unlikely because Lenya just takes way too long to charge her ult. So more than likely, Dunlinger Bell is going to wear off. Frieren's just going to ult the entire team. Everybody's going to die except for Tassi, and then Tassi's going to get her second ult off, and her second ult, I believe, will give her the momentum to kill Solis and Niru. Unfortunately, if she doesn't kill Niru the first time, Niru's going to put that bubble on Frieren, which could come to bite us later. So, and again, this Vine Ward might interrupt my Tassi after she gets her second ult, and that could be painful. In conjunction with the fact that both of these psychic boys are screaming at her. Well, I don't know if Colin's psychic, but they're doing weird undead demon screams at her, which is distracting her from finishing her combo when she ults. So Tassi's going to have a very hard time killing Frieren, and I think what it's going to come down to is if, frankly, this little bit of crit and crit damage boost could be what makes it so that she one-shots the Tassi and Tassi doesn't get to revive and he wins the game. But if that doesn't happen, if Tassi does get her second revive after taking out the supports, then I think there's a good chance that Tassi will clutch it out and win for me. Because by then the Pandora box comes in and distracts everybody, and I get more blast waves chipping away at him. And then if he doesn't have any healers, if I do take out those healers, then I think that I can pull out the win. But ultimately, there are too many variables to consider on this one, and I can't predict it because, yeah. I don't know. It's just a very interesting matchup, and I could be overestimating the Tassi fundamentally because the Frieren might just make it look easy. But we will see. We will see. I'm excited to see this Game 5, especially after the first 4 games are so predictable. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed hearing my little matchup analysis, and that's that. That's all I got for the video. Thanks for listening.